Welcome to Messy Liberation, the podcast that dives deep into feminism, business, and personal growth. I'm Becky Mollenkamp.
And I'm Taina Brown. Get ready for another messy conversation through the eyes of two intersectional feminist coaches.
Let's get messy. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. This is going to be a short, little mini episode because we want to talk about something that's coming up this month. Let's set the stage right off the bat, though, because it's not for everybody. This is
It's
for
not.
Yeah. So if you're not a coach or use a coaching practice, meaning you could still be, and you don't have to be a certified coach. You don't have to be running a coaching business per se, but it's for people who really care about the practice of coaching and also people who are running coaching businesses. But again, I'm no longer certified by ICF. I do have a certification that I received to become a coach, but I'm no longer ICF certified. I don't think you're ICF certified.
No, ma'am.
Yep. So this is not about gatekeeping. So we're not saying it's only for the certified coaches or any of that, but for people who care about coaching. Because if that's not you, you're one of our listeners and you're like, I have nothing to do with coaching. Peace out. It's okay. No big deal. Yeah.
No hard feelings.
Yeah, because you won't want to come to this.
No,
but if you
won't.
are somebody who's a coach or cares about coaching, then we want to tell you about something that we have coming up this month on the 25th. So this is February. If you're listening to this later, sorry, but we'll be doing them again. So check back. But if you're listening in February, we're getting ready to do one coming up at the end of the month. And it's all about liberatory coaching, how to have a liberatory coaching practice, which is not just about helping your clients hit their goals or manage their outcomes, which is stuff that we do, obviously, but it's really about helping them expand what seems like it's possible in their lives and also running your business in a very different way.
Different way. Yeah. And so it's, like Becky said, it's the 25th. It'll be at noon. It's virtual. We're going to go through some of the things that we've realized help us build our own liberatory coaching practice, things that are important in the Messy Liberation Coaches Circle that are kind of foundational to how we run that space, that community. We'll talk about identity, power, privilege, explore how those things and those experiences shape the coaching space, not just for your clients, but also for yourself, how your identity, your power, your privilege, and in ways where you don't have those things, how that also shapes not just you as a coach, but the space that you create for your clients. And so
And how you run your business too.
and how to run your business in a way that acknowledges that. Yeah, I think starting there helps to increase not just your own agency, but the agency of your clients. It helps them to feel more empowered and more like they have choice in how they choose to live their lives, regardless of external pressures or external things that might be coming at them.
Well, and without repeating patterns of harm unintentionally. I think if you're listening to this, you're a coach who cares, right? You're not a coach who's intentionally causing harm. But there are so many ways that we can unintentionally repeat the patterns of harm that we sort of are conditioned into, that we embody, and that capitalism just is constantly grinding into us. And so that stuff shows up in how we run our business, how we interact with our clients, if we aren't really intentional and focused on doing it differently. So this is free, just to be clear.
Free. Yes.
Yeah. I want to make sure everybody knows this is not a paid session. This is a free session and it's live. So we hope that you can join us when we do it. We may record it, may make it available. Definitely. I think if you sign up, we'll send out a recording.
Yeah. But it may not be just publicly live. You have to sign up in order to be able to get the recording.
Noon Eastern on the 25th. So if you can't be there live, that's okay. Sign up because only those who sign up will get the recording. We want to make sure you see it either way.
Yeah.
And so
I was going to say, you said, not repeating those harmful things. And I think the thing that we sometimes forget about repeating that harm is that sometimes it's not evident that it's harmful. And so I'm thinking about phrases like, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, or man up, or it's time to hustle, it's time to grind,
are those limiting beliefs.
Yeah. Or fake it till you make it, or, things like that, those kinds of ideas, which objectively, right, seem like they're not necessarily causing, or might seem like they're not necessarily causing any harm. And I know I've definitely have
Guilty as
had those
charged.
same ideologies, right,
Absolutely.
for a long time,
The amount of time
but
I talked about limiting beliefs is shameful to me now, but also, like, I didn't know what I didn't know, and that's what
right,
we
right,
wanna help with,
right.
yeah.
And so this will be an opportunity to explore how some of those things can be harmful and a way to keep the intent without causing the harm, right? And
Especially if
so
you have privileged identities. So
mhm.
and again, you can hold both marginalized and privileged identities, and
That's
most
the
of us
beauty of
do.
intersectionality.
Exactly. So when I say if we hold privileged identities, I don't just mean white folks, like, you can also be a person of color who may have class advantage, right?
Mhm.
You may
Education
have
privilege. Yeah.
educational exactly, and these are the things that we wanna unpack together. So, we're gonna in this session, what we're gonna do is talk about the 3, like, 3 buckets, the 3 sort of essential buckets of building a sustainable and liberatory practice, and we've done this session once before, and this part we did, and it was I think, not to toot our own horns, but I think it was really helpful for the
Yeah.
people and the coaches in the room to really help them think through these areas, and one of those is community, and we're going to talk about community and why it's important. I think we often think about the practice of coaching and the business of coaching, and both of those are things we focus on and are important. But that third sort of bucket is around community, and that sometimes gets overlooked in this world we live in that's so individualistic. And we want to talk about why community is so important as a coach and in your coaching business and what that looks like if you're wanting to have liberatory
Mhm.
community.
Mhm.
But the
Mhm.
part that's new this time, and we're really excited about because
Yeah.
we didn't do this last time, is this time you're also gonna start to build your own Liberatory Coaching Manifesto. So we will walk you through it. This is gonna be an interactive workshop. This isn't a sit back and listen, although you can if that's all you have capacity for. But our goal is to make this more interactive so that you show up feeling like this time that you spend with us, this hour, it'll be probably a little less, just so you know, but we will honor your time. But we want that hour to feel really useful. Like you're walking away
Yeah.
saying, I didn't just learn something, but I did something.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have like this personal guide that's going to help you with things like values and boundaries that are going to help you in your work. It'll probably end up being the kind of thing you'll want to put on your website,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. Your website, all your materials, etc. And the bottom line is you don't have to do this alone.
No.
We are both entrepreneurs, and whether you run your own coaching business or you're an internal coach, at a company, sometimes the work can feel lonely because you see the value in what you do, but sometimes other people don't. And so we're here to let you know you don't have to do this work alone. Liberatory coaching is joyful work, but it is hard work. And it is often 99.999% of the time sustained in community. And
Yeah.
so, community is a space for us to reflect, to be accountable, to engage in shared learning and in shared support, in mutual support. And this workshop on the 25th is going to give you a little bit of that and to
Yeah.
just kind of help sustain you in the coming weeks and in the coming months. And so, it'll help your work feel more aligned. It's going to help you feel more grounded. And hopefully, it's going to help you and your work feel more human because sometimes that I can feel a bit detached,
At a time when humanity feels like it is being,
stripped,
as always, but
stolen.
yeah, even more so stripped away from us. And to be in full transparency, we are going to pitch to you. We're going to tell you about the Messy Liberation Coaches Circle. We would love for you to join us, but we also want you to know whether that is something of interest to you or not. You're still going to, again, walk away with
Yeah,
something that you can really use in your business. So the pitch part of this is a very small part, to be
very
clear.
small.
But we do wanna tell you a little more about our community because, again, as you were saying, you don't have to do it alone, and this community can be here to help. But don't let it scare you off. This is not just a
Yeah,
webinar where we're just gonna sell. We're gonna actually really walk you through something that will
yeah.
be helpful. So we hope to see you on February 25th at noon Eastern. Again, if you can't be there live, sign up anyway. The link is in the show notes or the description, whatever info is with wherever you're consuming this,
Wherever
whether
you
that's
see the text.
yeah, whether you're on YouTube or somewhere else. But you can also go to messyliberation.com and we'll put it there front and center so that you can sign up as well because we want to make sure you have an easy way to get to it. So messyliberation.com, it'll be on there or there'll be a direct link to the sign up in the show notes and we hope you can join us. And if you can't be there live, sign up so that you get the replay and the information about the community. And we hope to see you. Thanks for listening to Messy Liberation.
Thank you so much for your support and for listening today.
Until next time.